Are all the crash people and the doomsday sayers on TikTok and YouTube right? Is Airbnb going down? Is the Airbnbust taking out all the hosts? Am I losing money on my Airbnbs in 2023? What's up, guys? Welcome back to Airbnb ABCs. There has been a big thing with folks talking about the Airbnbust, talking about how Airbnb hosts are losing all of their bookings. There's just nothing, we're not making any money. And so what you guys are probably wondering is, am I making any money on my Airbnbs in the beginning of 2023? And when you look at where we have Airbnbs, we have all of ours in the Smoky Mountains region. That's Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, Sevierville, and the surrounding areas. And for us, for our market, January and February, and that's when I'm recording this right now, is at the very end of February, the 28th of 2023. January and February in the Smokies are extremely slow months, and they are basically break-even months if you're lucky in general. You can usually maybe eke out a little bit of profit if nothing goes wrong, if you don't get any snowstorms where you have to refund people, and if everything goes exactly right, you can usually eke out a little bit of profit. But what we use this time for down there is to fix and upgrade things that have gotten just beat up over the summer, the spring and fall seasons, upgrade the things that we may want to add as new amenities or just, totally redo stuff. And really the biggest thing for me is keeping my cleaners busy, because they have to eat too, and we don't really want their income to go down, and they have to maybe leave the cleaning profession to go into something else in order to make ends meet during these slow periods of time. So even though we may be able to make the same amount of money with fewer bookings, I'd rather keep it booked more and keep our cleaners in business and, doing things. This is also a great time to use these cabins yourself. You're not really losing that much money by not renting it out. You can figure out the things that are wrong with the cabin, especially little details that people coming in and out and cleaners coming in and out are not going to pick up on. But we're going to look at the three cabins that I have today. And we're going to look at them from the good, the bad, and the ugly, because I feel like we can break them down into this. And we are going to get started first on the ugly. So the ugly for the first part of 2023 is the cabin that we call Pop's Pinnacle. It's actually a very beautiful cabin. It has the best views out of anything that we offer in our portfolio, but it has just gotten off to a really rough start. We, got this online. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath that we advertise as a 3-bedroom because we have a loft bedroom advertised. And we got off first off to gigantic VRBO technical issues. And this really caused us to not get any bookings, not many views from VRBO. We weren't showing up on the maps. We were ranked extremely low, like down in 600 plus as far as going down. And I had to end up just deleting that listing completely, relisting it, and so we were started over from scratch on that. We had started to build up a pretty good track record on Airbnb. We had something like 7 or 8 or 9 5-star reviews. Everything was looking really well. And then we had the Airbnb VRBO Christmas meltdown in the Smokies, where we had tons of problems with a major winter storm that came through, froze roads over. We had just an absolutely nightmare guest. I'm going to put a bunch of videos up here that'll be links to the tours of these various cabins that I'm mentioning, and anything that I'm mentioning that I've already made a video on, such as our Christmas meltdown. It was absolutely terrible. But we got a 1-star review in that absolutely tanked the rating of the cabin. It was, again, because we couldn't get people up to the place to service it because of the ice, and it was just a massive, I want to say misunderstanding, but people kind of blew things out of proportion. And so with that, we were not a very seasoned cabin rolling into the start of 2023, which is a weaker time to book with lower rates. Less bookings, lower rates, lower revenue, but really a lot of your fixed expenses stay the same, such as utilities, they actually go up a little bit. Mortgage stays the same, cable, all those things that you're just going to have to pay on an everyday basis. And so without having that seasonability, because we had to basically redo both of our listings on that, we didn't have reviews. And when you're looking at any type of algorithm, be it Airbnb algorithm, VRBO algorithm, YouTube algorithm, it takes numbers to get numbers. So you need reviews. You need people looking at your listing. You need it to be highly ranked before you are able to just crush it on earnings and bookings. That sounds unfair, but it's just the way it is. It's very much like this YouTube channel, where if you guys like and you subscribe, you share this to other people, it gets a lot of views. The videos that get more of those, and you comment down below with your questions and stuff, the more of those that you get, the higher it goes up in the listings, and the more views we get. So when we look at what we've done through the end of February, we have total revenues of $8,675. but we have total expenses of $9,596.14. And so when we look at our net income for this cabin for the first part of the year, we have taken a loss of about $920.29. On the front end of this, on the income side, we have taken a slight loss. Keep in mind with any of these, and I'm only going to go over this part once, that I have also had note pay down. We have also had appreciation during this time. So it's likely that we've had a net gain, but net gains, equity gains, things like that don't pay the bill. So next up is the bad. In this one, you're actually going to find at the end of this, we end up being at a larger loss than Pop's Pinnacle, but the way that all of that stuff went around with the VRBO tech stuff and the Airbnb meltdown nightmare, plus the $920 that we are behind for the year, that really just put it in the ugly for me. It has been a mental nightmare, but things are going to turn around. The spring and summer are coming, and things are going to do much better. So on to Whispering Woods. This is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. We purchased it in September of 21. Again, I'll link the video to the tour of that. This one also suffered from our Christmas disaster. Actually, all 3 of our cabins altogether suffered from our Christmas disaster. This one had the worst physical damage. We had a pipe that ended up being ruptured in the wall. It had water cascade into the inside, ruined the hardwood floors. We had to have all of those replaced. Insurance did cover some of that, but it didn't cover all of that. The biggest thing is that we were shut down for 17 days, starting from January 1st into, all the way through February. So we had to have a couple of bookings canceled. Some of those were high dollar bookings. Not only that, we had to cancel some bookings back in 2022, and that was a very high dollar bookings that were around the holidays, and that money is usually used to carry folks through into the next part of the year. And so just doing that put us a little bit behind, but that booking in 2022 will not be included in these numbers because we're only talking about the first part of 2023. It is pretty well seasoned. It has several, I want to say around 40 or so reviews on Airbnb and 40 or so reviews on VRBO. We are at a 4.9x number. I don't know what it is right now. And so it's ranked pretty highly in each one of the algorithms, so it's not terribly hard to get bookings on this. For the year total, if we take out the insurance check that we got for that, because that was about $7,328, we're looking at about $4,800 worth of income, which is not great for 2 months, but being shut down for nearly 3 weeks takes a huge bite out of your income. So once we look at that, and get down here to the bottom and take into account that insurance check that offset a lot of our repair costs for getting those floors redone, we have a net loss so far this year of $2,787.04. That's not great. I'm not excited about that, but I do think it could have possibly been worse if we would have had been shut down for a longer period of time, or our estimates or the actual work came back far higher than the estimates. So for all the things that we ended up having to have done, including, like I said, that tub repair and deep cleaning, to only come out $2,700 short for the first part of the year, I'll take that and just have to make it up farther down the road. Finally, to the good. Moonlight Ridge, this place has been an absolute crazy performer. I mean, it blows my mind how many people want to rent this place, how much they are willing to rent it for, and just the constant demand that this place has. And the reason I think that that's the case is because of the building, because of its unique features. For one, it's a top tier log cabin, like we talk about on this channel all the time, having these top tier log cabins. But it has 2 wood burning fireplaces, which are getting to be quite a bit more rare in Gatlinburg as people either build new homes with gas fireplaces or swap their wood-burning fireplaces out for electric or gas. One of them is outside on a covered deck. People just go bananas for it. And if you guys are looking for a place to buy, or you're looking for an amenity to add, if you can do an outdoor covered fireplace, it will probably set you apart and really drive your bookings higher. This place also has a stone shower that's very unique with wood log look trim, and it has views from the parking lot and from the deck and the wintertime, the views are even better than in the summertime. It has it. It has what people are looking for and just absolutely crushes it. What happened is we ended up having a broken pipe in this one during that Winter Storm Elliott, where temperatures across the nation from Montana down to even the panhandle of Florida ended up getting down below the freezing level. The good news is that this broken pipe was in a crawl space that, didn't really have anything in it. There was no damage to the cabin other than that broken pipe. And so we were able to have the water shut off, a quick fix put on it with a shark bite connector, which some of you plumbers out there might not like, but when you need things done quickly, like right now, they're invaluable. Your handyman can put them on, get the water back on, and you're good to go. We didn't lose a single booking. So we didn't lose any money whatsoever. And for the most part, since the beginning of the year, Moonlight Ridge has carried the show for all of these. So when we look at this, guys, we have had $10,677 so far in gross income. We've only had expenses of $5,626, which a lot of that comes from interest expense and cleaning fees. And we have had a net profit so far of $5,050.47. And so when you take all of those together, all three of those, you can see that as far as net profit goes on the front end, we have not had a loss in 2023 so far. We're up by, let's say about $1,500 or so, which if you're like, wow, that's not a lot to be up, you have to remember that this part of the year, the January and February, I'm serious, it is a break-even month, where if you guys can break even or scratch out a little bit of a profit, you are going to end up way ahead in the end, because the spring, summer, fall, holiday months, they should be absolutely killing it. So take advantage of this slowdown to get your things fixed, get upgrades done, just like we're doing. Keep your cleaners employed and use it yourself if you want, because there's not a lot of tourism down there. It does get pretty warm sometimes during February. We've already had some 80s down there, and you're not losing out on any money by keeping it up. So guys, I hope that gives you guys an idea about where I am right now with are we losing money? Is the Airbnbust for real? Are Airbnb hosts not making any money? That is just false for folks that have bought properties that are in demand in in-demand vacation areas. Hit the like button for me. Subscribe down below if you haven't yet, so you don't miss anything that I put out on this channel. Check out the videos that are on the screen right now. They're going to tell you all about how we run this Airbnb business, the types of properties that we buy, and all the trials and tribulations of being an Airbnb host from a long distance. I appreciate you guys watching today. I'll see you in the next one.